So first thing first, the beer of the day is Core of the Bull. This is a homemade beer by one of my colleagues. So shout out to Malcolm. So first, I'm going to talk about RDD. Does anyone know what RDD development methodology means? Well, if not, I'm going to show you today. So first, let's get started. Oops, I don't have Emacs installed. What do I do? Well, every problem has a solution, a simple solution, and usually it's a wrong solution. So let's try to implement a wrong solution of RDD, or resume-driven development. So just to observe this thing, every problem can be answered by Kubernetes. So I'm going to show you now how the fact that I don't have an editor installed can be solved using Kubernetes. Now, since we're editing Python code, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to install JupyterLab in a Docker container. So I have a simple container build. I'm exposing port 8888, and I'm going to deploy it onto a Kubernetes instance. Once I have this deployed, I'm going to select from Docker file. I'm going to point at the URL where I've pushed this to GitHub. I'm going to expose the right port. I'm going to push deploy. And what comes out the other end is going to be a fully working JupyterLab. Now, I'm going to post some code here, and there we go. Love Kubernetes. Simple as that. Now, let's say we want to scale this thing up, and let's take a look at the topology here. Let's say we want to have more than one resource. Okay, now I have 2 JupyterLabs. I'm not sure what I can do with 2 JupyterLabs, but I have them. But if I want to actually do this properly, I can use a tool called Code-Ready Containers. Now, this is not Visual Studio Code. It just really looks like it because it's Visual Studio Code running in your web browser. So it supports the same things. You can set the breakpoints and you can play around with it. But the big advantage is that you can run this in a Kubernetes cluster. So if I go here to the dashboard, I'm going to select Create Workspace. I can create a workspace for any kind of programming language with all of the modules that I want to have installed. So for example, if I'm developing data science applications, I can have NumPy and all those fun, fancy things installed, create a stack for the specific version, let's say Python 3.6, and give access to my developers. So that way, instead of spending your time customizing your Emacs or your VI configuration, you can just go around and write a lot of YAML to deploy this onto Kubernetes. That's it. So any questions?
Let me see. Well, thank you. You kept on time.
That's good.
Oh, so Jürgen knew that RDD was resume-driven development, and he just said thank you as well. By the way, you're a panelist. You can use your voice.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. This was like flattering me. I was like, I have no questions because I'm overwhelmed. too much new technology.
Yeah, so you can do this for 5 minutes and just say you're a cloud native developer, put that on LinkedIn, and next thing you know, 400K in Seattle, right?
Where is the Kubernetes cluster running? Is it some cloud instance or something at your PC?
Yeah.
Or what?
So in this case, I'm running this on cloud. So I'm running this on IBM Cloud. You can actually get a single node Kubernetes cluster for free, not advertising or anything, but if you want to play around, you can sign up and you get access to, I believe, 1 month of Kubernetes. So there's that. You can use a free instance, and I think that's it. But if you want to play around with this on your own workstation, you can also get cloud.redhat.com. They have something called code-ready containers. So if you have too much memory on your laptop and you want to give away about, I say 32 gigs to Kubernetes, you can install this thing on your laptop. Takes about 5 minutes, and then 2 hours to start, and you're good to go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can also use something called K3S, I'm not sure, well, as long as they're still around, which is a lightweight version from our friends at Rancher, but these guys are now being acquisitioned by SUSE, so let's see if that still remains a thing.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much.